Welcome back. You are in time for the second part of this show. We are discussing the impact of ordinary hands in environmental conservation, with special attention on how residents of Lari in Kiambu County have taken environmental conservation to another level, given that livelihoods cannot be divorced from the protection of the environment. This comes at a time when the world is concerned about the impact of climate change. Area residents joined hands under the umbrella of Kijabe Environment Volunteers, KENVOP, to contribute to change. From arresting those involved in illegal human activity like logging and charcoal burning, to embracing environment-friendly farming practices, as well as use of sustainable sources of energy, mainly biogas, in order to save trees.
Today you cannot see charcoal coming from Morocco forest. Why? Because the community has already changed their attitude and they are now reporting illegal cases from the forest. So we can say it is possible. You can see the actual change. From places where charcoaling used to take place, the forest is now crossed.
This is the forest they've been working hard to protect. Kirita Forest, that is part of Aberdare Range Forest.
Where we are standing, there was no canopy like this, but out of the conservation efforts by the community, by the organizations, we have seen a lot of improvement, and the wildlife as well is coming back. I would give tribute to the likes and the heroes like Wangari Maathai, who did a lot of campaign about environment, as well, who was in this forest and planted a lot of trees. And again, most of the community groups are mentored, and we replicate what Wangari Maathai was doing.
Those who have adopted biogas technology have not only cut down their expenses on cooking energy, but also improved their farm produce thanks to application of manure collected from zero grazing units.
Kitambo, hii shamba yangu ilikuwa mzuri. Sasa nikiejegea biogas, natoka manure, napanda viazi, natoka mzuri kabisa. Sukuma kama hii ni poa.
We are encouraging farmers to stop using the inorganic fertilizers, because the inorganic fertilizers are part of what is contributing to the greenhouse gases. When nitrogen accumulates in the soil, it releases the nitrate gas. Nitrate gas is one of the greenhouse gases that goes into the air and affecting our ozone layer.
Hata hapa nimepanda viazi na tumetumia hii manure. Okay? Na hata kama hizi unaona imemea tayari, tuliweka biosilali na hatukuweka fertilizer.
Now, while global warming is a global problem with global ramifications requiring global solutions, the story of John is a demonstration that in your own capacity, or call it small capacity, you can make a contribution. Look, John's shamba is barely a quarter an acre, but he's utilized it effectively in a manner that helps protect the environment, from proper farming methods to even production of his own energy. Clean energy, to be specific. And the question is, wherever you are, what are you doing? What is your contribution? The action by Lari residents complements Goal 7 of the new Global Development Agenda that was adopted by world leaders at the United Nations headquarters in New York late September this year, under the banner of Sustainable Development Goals that replaced the Millennium Development Goals. Under this goal, world leaders have committed themselves to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all.
The other program that initiative supported by funds from Danida was community water project to promote micro irrigation. Reason being that this is an agricultural area and a lot of agriculture here is rain fed. We realize that a lot of the farmers, they all plant during the rains, and therefore later on we have a lot of supply is high and agricultural produce cost goes down. So farmers are not able to make sufficient income. So by introducing irrigation in the area, farmers will be able to produce all throughout the year.
Hii yote cabbage kutoka huko chini mpaka hapa juu iko na miezi miwili na ni piece kama 5,000. Hii kilimo yo imelinda mambo yangu sana juu ndio imenisimamia kila kitu. Nasomesha mtoto kama huyu, nakula na hii kilimo, nimejenga nyumba na mambo yote nategemea tu na hii kilimo juu mimi sijaajiriwa mahali. Ofisi yangu ni hii.
We usually produce water which we get from the forest down there from a source. Due to the conservation of the forest, we've been able to get clean water from the forest. We usually target people from the forest organization, maybe organization, since the water is for the forest, so we target organization that deals with the forest, maybe for the event, and also to customers in the shops, in supermarket, we usually sell water there.
Strength hiko hapa kwa wananchi. Wananchi wakiachiliwa wafanye mambo yao, angalie shida zao, watatue shida zao. Be assured that hakuna chochote ambacho kitaenda kombo.
Our vision is to support Kenya's own vision 2030. That is that nobody shall be poor in this country. It shall develop into a middle-income country that is also taking a sustainable development path. Natural resources are used in a sustainable manner so Kenya can have a big economic growth, but also future generations can have so.
CDTF is actually present in all 47 counties across Kenya. The EU and Danida support amounts to over 7.6 billion Kenyan shilling since 1996. Communities are no longer seen as only recipients of development programs. Rather, they have become the key stakeholders that have an important role to play in the management of programs and projects in their areas.
As the ministry responsible, as I said, for CDTF, we recognize the strategy that CDTF has been using towards community development through its well-structured and defined community contracting approach.
We had the elephants coming from the forest into our shambas here. We have had people killed by the jumbos whenever they came over, and a lot of destruction in our farms. Meaning that the fencing has been able now to help us, that whatever we put in our farms, we are able to harvest and we are able to go to the market, and our people are able to earn a living from that.
The initiative by the Kijabe Environment volunteers can be replicated, but success depends on teamwork, financial discipline, focus, and a positive attitude, among other factors.
It should be individual. The gospel can be individual. The tree planting, the conservation from the individual level, and together we do it. You do it at your household, you can do it in your compound, you can do it now in your farms as well. You can join in other community members to the forest, and the forest cover will come back.
Mari,